Well, hello my fellow artisans, welcome back to the Artisan Electrics channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on some future videos, because we've got some great content coming up for you. And today is part 5 of my electrical installation in this beautiful oak studio that I've been working in. It's the final part, and what I'm going to be doing today is adding the cherry on the cake, as we might describe it. The Dyson light is going up today. I finally managed to get the Lutron controls that I need to control this particular light, and I've got a few other little finishing touches to do around the place so that everything is up and running and working. I've got the dimmable drivers now for the LED strips, so I'm going to be putting those dimmable drivers in and finalising the positions of everything for those LED strips. I've got a bit of soldering to do on the end of the strips as well, because the push fit connections that they came with were not really good, so I'm going to just do my own soldered connections on there. So I'm currently sitting in the car park of Screwfix, just waiting for it to open. I've got to pick up some gas, because I've bought myself a little gas soldering iron, because it's going to be a really awkward place to get into, and I've got a cabled soldering iron, but it's going to be difficult. So I've got to pick up this gas for the soldering iron that I bought on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for that, and then I'm heading over there and gonna get up and running with this one. I've got a few other little changes to do as well in the mains box there. One of the dimming modules I've got to remove and just power that main power to the Dyson light on permanently, because actually the switching is all going to be done by Lutron modules, which are going to be up at the light itself rather than in that cabinet. So I'll probably leave that Lutron module in place anyway, because it might be used in future. He's talking about adding some extra LED strips around the place, so I'll leave the actual module in place, but I'll just disconnect it and override it so that the power to that Dyson position is on permanently. Bit of testing to do and finishing off so that I can do the certificate, and then we're all good. So I'm going to get there, give you a little tour around, and then show you what I'm up to. Good morning. So I'm back here. It's day 7 on this project, episode 5, and I'm about to finish it off. So as you can see in here, we've got the LED strip glowing away. Let's go in and I'll show you what I'm going to do today. So these LED strips are in and working kind of, but they just need soldering on the ends, because the little clip connections that I was given by the wholesaler are rubbish and they keep coming loose. So I've got myself a gas soldering iron and I'm just going to solder those. This one, as you can see, it's not working. It should be. It's just loose at the end there, so I'm going to solder that. And then up there, I'm going to be putting the Dyson light with a couple of Lutron controllers. So this is the CU Beam Duo light by Dyson. It is a very fancy bit of kit, so I'm going to get it open and show you what's inside. So this is what the light itself looks like, and this will just hang down from the ceiling. You've got 2 super bright LEDs, one below here and one above, and it's literally one single LED, super powerful, and all the heat is dissipated through this giant heat sink. There is this diffuser which just clips on like that, and then you can actually choose the light aperture that you want for the downlight, so you can close it, narrow it like that, or you can open it up and have a nice wide beam angle, and that just magnetizes on. And then the actual gear here for the whole thing is in this gear tray, which will sit on the ceiling, and these low voltage wires that hang down are what actually provide the power to the light fitting, which we will connect in the back of the fitting there. There's just 2 push fit connectors that will connect in to provide the power. It's fully controllable and flexible, so you can have, for example, you can choose to only have the down light or only have the up light, or have both, and you can choose the brightness that you want. So you could have 70% of brightness coming down and only 30% up, or 50-50, or vice versa, whatever you want. It's very flexible. And the connections, as I said, are just here, just 2 push fit connections for the wires. And then there's this mounting kit, which is here to actually hang the wires off. They just clip onto this casing so that you can hang it down, and the wires go exactly vertical, so it looks nice and neat. So I'm gonna mount this on the ceiling, and then I'll start hanging the light. Right, well, we're getting there. So the light is up, as you can see. This incredible looking thing is the Dyson up-down light that I've been installing. Fairly easy to install actually, it's all the prep work that's difficult, and the Lutron controls, which are quite tricky because it's 0 to 10 volt dimming controllers for them, and there's 2 dimming controllers needed, one for actually dimming and the other one is to choose whether you have the light shining up only, down only, or 50-50. So I'll show you here. These are my Lutron controls I've just installed, and basically I've done one for the general lighting, so that does these LED strips. If you look behind me, you'll see they dim and then go off. But put them back on and they just fade up and down nicely, which is good. So you can dim them down really nicely as well. Then I've got one for the outside lights as well, and then this is for the Dyson light. So this will turn the Dyson light on and off. So you should be able to see that fade out in the background there. And then I can turn it on again. It comes on and just starts to fade in, but what I can do is choose to have the light only shining down. Okay. That's it. Okay, so we've got light up here now, and then what we'll do, I'll take this off so that I can show you how it actually works. It's probably better. So 2 controllers here. One of them is just a dimming controller, so I can essentially just dim it down. You'll see that getting brighter. And the other one is to do up and down. So if I want to, if I press the down button, there we go. Now that's going to light only downwards. If I press the middle button, it's going to light 50-50 up and down. And if I press the top button, it's going to light only 100% up. And these up and down arrows enable me to do basically any combination of the two. So if I want to do 70% of the brightness up and 30% down, I can do that. So you see that now, it's still shining down a little bit, but not very much. If I press this down button, then it's going to brighten, and most of the light's going to shine down only a little bit up. So it's a really good little light, and actually the beam angle on it is great. It gives us a lot of light throughout the whole place. So I'm really pleased with the outcome actually. And these LED strips look great as well, and they just give a little bit extra light into this section. So overall, it's a really cool setup, I think. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think I'm just going to have it only shining up for the moment, because I just got to go up and tidy the wiring up above that little connection plate, just to make sure it's not visible from below. It's pretty good now, to be honest. You can't see that much, but I'll tidy it up slightly. I soldered the connections on these with my gas soldering iron. That worked really well, so I'm pleased with that. And I was just busy installing this outside socket, and then it started chucking it down with rain. So I've mounted it on and just put the cover on, but I've not finished the connections yet. And I've just got to tidy things up in here as well. And then pretty much good to go. So you can see the customer's actually installed this little LED roof over the top. I know a lot of you suggested in the comments that it might be a good idea, because otherwise there would be water pooling on the top of this. Well, the customer's just taken the initiative to do that himself anyway, so that's good. I've got this 32 amp commando socket on here just so that he can run temporary power if he's got any other construction projects going on in the future. So that's just connected to a 32 amp breaker in the board. He's finally getting around to cladding this end here. So these last bits of cladding are going on, the membrane on, and then the oak cladding, and they just oil it a little bit before they put the next layer on. So yeah, it's all coming together nicely really. Nearly there. So with these Lutron Pico switches, how they work is there's lots of different combinations, and they're literally just a wireless switch with a battery in, but the battery lasts a long time. And to pair them, you just press and hold the bottom light bulb button. This LED light will start blinking. At the other end, at the receiver, you just press and hold the button, same, and it pairs them together. And these little holders are literally just a very thin holder, and these little rails in the back just click into that, so you can actually just slide that switch in and it mounts in, and then you've got a little cover that just clicks in to go over it, so it looks quite nice and neat. Obviously you can just have these as handheld anyway if you want to, but they look quite smart with these little wall mounting options, so I do tend to try and use the wall mounts as much as I can. I need two hands to get that back on. The clever thing about these as well is they're completely flexible, so you can program what all of the buttons do. So this one with 5 buttons, for example, standard is that that's full brightness, that's off, middle is medium brightness, and then these are just to up and down, so brighter or dimmer. But you can change these so that they're flexible. And these, for example, the more lights you add to the system, it just controls all the lights, and you can have sort of like this sort of relaxing setting where it's quite dim, a little bit brighter for when you're entertaining, or full brightness or off. So it's quite a clever little system really, this. Not quite sure why this has got a play pause button on it. I think it's actually for an audio system, but they've given me this one for some reason. But yeah, it works fine anyway for the up, down controls, etc. Let me know in the comments if you work with Lutron systems at all. I'd love to know.